Hey everyone, this is Dana, and right now I'm in the median on the Causeway. We've got a lot going on the Causeway right now, but between the lots of cars, the traffic, and the water, there is plenty to see. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around so you guys can take a look at what we're seeing right now. Right in front of me, y'all can see it. The water is up pretty high next to the Causeway, and some water is actually spilling over onto the Causeway. Take a look right in front of me. As these cars are going to get on I-10, they're going right through this water, making a pretty big splash. It's not all of the water, though. There's also some behind me. I'll turn around and get that in a second. But right now, what you can see on the right over here, this is the water that's on the Causeway. We're hearing reports of a little bit of flooding. Well, this is the water. You can see there's police over on that end. There's police behind me as well, helping alert traffic that's coming this way to the water that's on this side of the roadway. Take a look. That's the big splash that you see when people are going through the water here on the Causeway. This would be the area where people are actually driving through it. There is another spot, but it is off on one of those pull-off areas where nobody really drives through. They just park if they're typically fishing. Now on this side of the road, what you see here is traffic. Now Mobile police, they're diverting traffic. They're diverting commercial traffic off from I-10 onto exit 27 and diverting it up to the Africatown Bridge. This is just traffic that we're seeing going westbound on the Causeway. The Bayway is actually right over there. It's that far bridge you see in the background, but this is the Causeway. Right there, that was a really big splash. But like I said, if you are seeing a lot of traffic, you're not understanding why, we've got some water here on the Causeway. We've got some traffic here on the Causeway as well, diverted from I-10. We've also got traffic diverting off of I-10 from hurricane evacuees, and in the commercial sense of diversion, they're diverting all commercial traffic up to the Africatown Bridge, and they'll take that over to I-165 North, which will take them to I-65 South, and then get those people back onto I-10 westbound, which they were originally trying to travel on. Y'all can see that. I'm going to try to zoom in right now. That water right there, I just zoomed in, right between those two posts, that one and that one, that's just water sitting on the roadway right there between that barrier. That should be a road, that should be cement right from that barrier to right about here, but instead it's just water. You see that water reflected right there. And again, traffic is just backed up. As I was making my way here, I was actually a little worried about getting back into Mobile, because this is what it looks like. Take a look at that long line of cars. And there's also officers on Government Street in downtown Mobile assisting with this really just tons of traffic that's coming out of the Bankhead Tunnel there. I think I just got bit by a bug. So there's all the traffic. You can just see this line. It legitimately, it goes as far as I can see. As far as I can see traffic going westbound on the Causeway. And as I turn it around here, you can see that line of cars does not slow down. There is still a really, really, really long line of cars this way on the Causeway as well. And then there's some water over here. If y'all are tuning in, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of reiterate a little bit of what's going on here to give you an idea of what you're looking at. All these cars this way, all the way down there, that way, they're all waiting in traffic. Why? They're trying to go west. This is the Causeway in Mobile. The Causeway is backed up. We are actually east of Mobile right now. This is all traffic going west on the Causeway. They are all slowed down, a ton of traffic. There are police officers with Mobile Police on Government Street trying to assist with this just overflow of traffic that we're seeing on the Causeway coming out of the Bankhead Tunnel. And you can see it all the way here. It is backed up as far as I can see in both directions going westbound. Another thing that we're talking about out here on the road, that water, you see those cars driving through it. There is water already on the Causeway right now. We still have a lot of rain potentially on the way. So, I mean, if we're already seeing water on the way, you guys definitely want to keep an eye out when you're driving. We're letting you know that there is some water on the Causeway right now. Drivers have been driving pretty slow as they make their way through it. Every once in a while, we see somebody kind of just plow through the water at a higher rate of speed, and you see a large splash. So that doesn't happen too often. Most people slowing down pretty severely for this water. Again, water on the Causeway. This is the main part that people are driving through right here. Police officers down in front of me. You can see those lights right there of a police officer down in front of me, and there's also officers behind me on the Causeway as well. They're helping out with the traffic, the just overflow of traffic we're seeing here in the westbound direction on the Causeway. They're also alerting people to the water that's on the roadway. We also see a couple of trucks positioned where the water is with the lights on, alerting people to what is going on. The Wallace Tunnel was closed, at least when I left. It was having some issues with it. They were diverting people away from it. They were having some issues with the tunnel there, so not sure if that is back available for everybody, but they were having some issues with that. They're diverting all commercial traffic to the Africatown Bridge. The reason that they're doing that is just to help with the overflow of traffic. So again, commercial vehicles being routed up to the Africatown, the Cochrane Bridge up there to help alleviate traffic here. Lots of people evacuating from Hurricane Michael, which is headed our way, or not our way particularly, but kind of in the Florida area. And so this is next to Florida. A lot of people heading this way to get out of the hurricane's path. Right-hand lane where drivers have to watch out. See that driver over there just kind of swerve to avoid the bulk of the water. It's sitting in the corner there. That driver as well swerving to avoid the water. Like I said, quite a bit of water here in this ramp to get onto I-10. Well, I know you're out here. If you're watching Facebook Live, you know, I'm out here. Somebody else who's been out here all day long, I gotta show y'all. It's my friend Nicolette.
Hey.
Nicolette, I know you've been talking to a lot of people out here today.
Yeah.
Have you seen anybody coming this way from the hurricane?
So I talked to some people that are already in Mobile, that are staying in Mobile. They're at the All About Relaxing RV Park over off of Theodore Dawes, or over in that area. and they evacuated early this morning to avoid this traffic. And I've been out here in this traffic since about 1:30 this afternoon. It's gotten steadily worse. It was all the way towards where Felix's Fish Camp is, not quite to Ralph and Keiku's yet, and now it's past the bridge, I-10 bridge. It looks backed up even more than that from where we are right now.
Is this just all from people evacuating?
So what I was told, there were policemen out here earlier today, and they were blocking everybody out and going onto I-10 from the Causeway. You weren't allowed to go past the on-ramp because they were trying to help with traffic. People, as they get off of I-10, when they see it backing up, they get off here at that Causeway, and when there's traffic, it backs up on the Bayway. And that's kind of what police were trying to help with. They kept saying that there were people trying to get off of the I-10 Bayway and get onto the Causeway to avoid the backup that was on I-10.
Now we've got a backup on the Causeway.
Causeway. So, you know, they've been strategically going around and trying to get people moving and get this traffic continuing to move through our area. I know it's been kind of a headache, and it's kept steadily getting worse as I've been out here.
I mean, even just a little while ago before I left the office, we had an email from Mobile Police saying that they're diverting all commercial traffic up to the Africatown, that Cochrane Bridge up there, to try to help get more vehicles off of I-10, honestly, because I-10 is just such a busy road as it is. I mean, when it's rush hour, it's busy. I mean, when thousands of people are evacuating, it's obviously even much more busier.
Yeah, and we're getting closer to that traffic time, that
rush hour.
Thank you, rush hour. You just said it, my brain forgot what it was. But yeah, we're getting closer to rush hour, and you can tell because it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And I think it's also people getting off of work early because of the storm and going home.
You know, one thing that's not helping any drivers out here, and I'm going to turn on the camera so you guys can see too. On one side of the road, you've got traffic. On the other side of the road, you've got water starting to make its way onto the Causeway, and we've got a vehicle just now, it looks like an emergency vehicle of sorts, pulling up to this water spot with its flashing lights. We've seen flashing vehicles at the other water spots. Now it looks like they're coming up. Ooh.
Yeah, so when I got here, Dana, that water, it wasn't up to where it is now. I think it's gotten up onto the road even more so than it was just a few hours ago. And I know when I talked to police, when they were sitting right there in front of my car, they told me that they had been out here for 2 hours before that, and it had gone up even more since they got here. So I know that this water is steadily creeping into the Causeway.
You know, that's kind of scary because we haven't even seen the storm yet. You know, we could have more rain headed our way.
Yeah, that's true, and that could potentially cause more flooding issues.
So people definitely want to keep an eye on the roads. You can see all these cars going through it right now. All of this flooding on the Causeway. Definitely quite a bit of water on the roads already, and we haven't seen the storm yet, and we're also on the side of the storm, so hopefully not too much more water on the Causeway, but we'll of course keep an eye on it for you. You see
Looks
those.
like, are they about to close off the
I think they might be closing the on-ramp right now.
It does look like they are, because I mean, you know, it's just 6 inches of water that can, you know, sweep you away, basically. Moving water, that's how powerful water is, and this is going into.
And you see that right there. I'm going to try to zoom in for everybody here on Facebook Live. As you watch these workers go through and you watch these cars as well, you can kind of almost see the wave crash back from where the cars hit the water.
I saw one earlier, and it was a big splash of water, and that's when I realized, oh, it has gone up since I've been here.
Right now it looks like they're coning off at least part of the area.
Yeah, probably that just edge right there. But they might, it looks like they could maybe close it soon. I think they're stopping traffic for right now as they put up cones, it looks like, maybe, for the safety of the workers. They might be closing it.
It definitely looks like they're getting ready to close this entrance ramp to get onto I-10. These last few people getting around the cones before. I see this question, how far is the traffic back up on I-10 from Pensacola?
That's hard to tell from where we are because we're on the Causeway and we're on the is this east side?
So that's westbound coming at us.
Yeah, so this is westbound traffic on the Causeway. The Bayway is...
This is the Causeway. The Bayway is way in the background over there.
And it's hard for us to see kind of where this traffic backup is from where we are right now.
It looks like he's signaling for 2 more cones.
Yeah, it looks like they might be closing the entrance to
I-10.
the Bayway from the Causeway. That's how I was gonna leave. Oh, no, it looks like
they're just gonna cone off the water?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay, so for now it looks like they're just coning off the water here on the Causeway, putting out these cones so people are alert to the situation happening, the water that is coming onto the Causeway. Y'all, it is almost, I mean, it is 4:30. 5 o'clock is getting here quick. We are almost into rush hour, and this traffic is going to get even heavier. But now it's going to start coming from it's going to start going eastbound because people do start going eastbound when they get off of work, going back to Baldwin.
I mean, there's no point in trying to turn left from the Causeway in any direction because that's what's causing the backups a lot of these times is, you know, people are trying to turn left or trying to get across traffic and that creates a backup that way. But it's just, if you can, find another way home because it's going to be...
I think the Africatown Bridge is going to be a lot of people's best bet tonight. The Cochran Bridge up there.
I think so too.
It's kind of out of the way of everything.
It
and
is,
you have other options once you're already up there.
Yeah. But it might be out of the way, but out of the way might be worth it to, you know...
To avoid this.
Avoid this, yeah.
Avoid this. Here, I'll zoom out so you guys can all see what you're avoiding. It goes all the way as far as we can see down there, and that is west down there. This is toward Mobile. All of those cars out here in traffic on the Causeway. This is on the Causeway. It's the westbound lane. All right, so a lot of traffic on the Causeway. You really see the difference in westbound versus eastbound as you take a look over at the city of Mobile. Everything going eastbound away from the city, still flowing pretty freely. Everything going westbound or toward the city at almost a standstill. These cars really crawling out here, going very slowly. That's just on one side what we're seeing. When we flip around the camera to the other side of the road, we're seeing water on the road and cones marking that water. We spoke with News 5's Nicolette Schleitzman, who's been out here for a few hours already, and in those few hours, she's seen the water come up on the road and then creep across the road while she's been out here. So that's just us out here giving y'all a live look at what we're doing. I'm going to be live from out here on the Causeway at News 5 at 5 o'clock and also at 6:30, and I'll pop on live in between then to give y'all another look at what's going on right out here. But for now, this is Dana Winter reporting live from the Causeway near Mobile.